Well, I'm on the farm today and got a little more hay cutting to do. I got the Krone 2801 CV on my John Deere 5055D, and the reason that is because the Massey 1105 is out of action right now. I blew a hose on the lift cylinder for the 3-point hitch, and the hitch is on the ground. Luckily that thing wasn't on it when it let go. I was just driving and I heard something go bam, and that was the hitch falling to the ground. I immediately got out, looked, saw hydraulic oil coming out of the line and shut it down. Now I have cut with this John Deere and the Krone on second cutting hay, no real problems. I've never cut tall grass with it. First cut, according to the manual, this Krone, you need 70 horsepower and minimum. I've got 50 on the PTO with this John Deere, and so it begs the question, under what circumstances and why is 70 the minimum? Because I know I can run this thing in second cutting all day long, no problem. It's heavy. This weighs about 1,400 pounds, but my 3-point lift is capable of about 2,400 pounds at the pins. So I'm good there, but nonetheless it's still very, very heavy on this tractor. And so I think maybe that part of the 70 horsepower minimum has to do literally with horsepower, because you know, you don't want to run out of horsepower and lug your tractor down when you're going through the field. I mean, a disc mower conditioner, you ought to be able to go considerably faster on it than a hay bind, and that requires horsepower without a doubt. No denying this machine requires substantial horsepower, and the question is, what do you do to mitigate those horsepower requirements? Well, first thing is cut with a high stubble. Yeah, just like a push mower at your house, if you mow an inch off the ground, there's a big difference than mowing, you know, 3.5 or 4 inches. Same thing with this disc mower. It just has to be. So I'm at a 5-inch stubble, so that ought to help. The second thing is, if I'm tooling along at 7 miles an hour on the big Massey, won't be doing that with this Krone and my John Deere. We'll be going at a slower pace, maybe 3.5 or 4. I don't really know. I just got to try it. I've never tried to do first cutting hay. The other thing is, it's dry. Everything's dry. There's no dew on the ground. I'm not cutting in wet grass, so hopefully that'll help as well. And I suppose if push comes to shove, I don't have to take a full cut. 9-foot cut, maybe I could cut it back to 7. But why have I never ran this thing on the John Deere in first cut? I never really needed to. I had my 756 International gasser, and then I replaced it with the Massey Ferguson. And why put this on the John Deere if you don't have to? Now, when I bought this thing, I did not have the big tractor, and I thought about all these things that push come to shove. Could I run this thing on this John Deere? And so we're about to find out. It might be a success, it might be a big failure. So let me mosey on up to the field, and we'll just kind of work our way into it. Slow speed, and then kind of speed up the ground speed a little bit, just see what it'll take. I'm not interested in destroying this tractor or pulling it way down and straining the crap out of it in any way, shape, or form. If it looks like it won't handle it, I'll come out of the field. I've got a Heston 7-foot sickle mower conditioner. It needs a raised cylinder hydraulic line, and I don't have one, so I thought, well, let me just go ahead and try this thing. So we'll see. All right, here we are. I'm just going to start out second gear at 540. That's like 2.5 miles an hour. Third gear is just shy of 4 miles an hour. I'd like to at least get up into fourth gear. But let's see what I got first. Seems to be cutting. I can't say that it's pulling it down. It's definitely a load. It's holding the 540 PTO setting. One thing about this John Deere, whenever you put this Krone on it, whatever oil residue is on the engine, it kind of vapors off. This is not the heaviest grass that I've ever grown. I'll come back. So that was my first round finish, and that wasn't too bad. Let me shift up a gear. This might bring it to its knees. Not. I never would have guessed. All right, let me keep mowing and I'll come back. All right, so I got this little patch right here mowed. Krone did great. Not heating up, and it doesn't move past the center mark any more than it normally does. I'm going to go down and mow the low ground, so I'll come back. So there's a lot of grass in here. This is much thicker. from what it was up on that little plateau. So this might make the John Deere, which it was on a hay bind, but I'm going to find out. Again, the goal here is not to destroy this tractor, but it's interesting that I've been able to do what I can do, albeit 4 miles an hour instead of 7. You run a hay bind 4 miles an hour, but the one I got is 7 foot, so I got 9 foot on this one. I'd much rather run it on my Massey Ferguson so I can get along at a little faster pace and get on and off the field. But I got hay that's ready to cut, and I just need to cut it, so that's where we're at. Pulling a little bit right in here, but not bad. This is always heavy grass in here because it's so cool and damp. Timothy always did well in here when it was growing strong. This will make some really nice hay. I'll come back. that horrific sounding noise or the tines falling down from being spun straight out. Startled me the first time I ever heard it. Well, I got this low ground cut and left a fair amount of space around these trees out here in the tree line. There's just limbs that continue to fall into our fields. So I got this cut, and we're hoping to bale in about 3 days, maybe 4. 3 full days from this evening, I guess is what I should say. And had a pretty good go of it out here. The John Deere did not run hot. It was probably helpful too that it's cooler this evening, and I wish I had my Massey Ferguson on that Krone, but I've got what I got, and I accomplished my goal. Took me a little bit longer, 4 miles an hour, but a 9-foot cut. And this stuff is starting to get kind of wet. I can feel the dew on it already. And I'd probably be plugging a hay bine or a sickle mower. So there's no plugging that Krone. So that'll be enough for today. The John Deere to the rescue. The Massey 1105 is down till I can get another hose. I'm going to replace the hose on both lift cylinders. It'd have been bad if that Krone would have been on the back of that lift and when it fell. So I want to get that taken care of. And so once again, the John Deere 5055D, the Krone 2801 CV, first cut hay in 2022 in our low ground. Grass looks pretty good. Comment, subscribe. We'll talk to you later.